In the remote wilds of northern Ontario, there's a train ride unlike any other, the Agawa Canyon Tour Train. Known for its jaw-dropping scenery, it's more than just a pretty journey. Hidden within these rails are stories of art, engineering, and survival. Today, we uncover the little-known facts about one of Canada's most spectacular train adventures. History and route. The Agawa Canyon Tour Train runs from Sault Ste. Marie deep into the Algoma wilderness. Built in the early 20th century by the Algoma Central Railway, it was never intended as a tourist ride. Its original purpose was to haul ore, logs, and supplies through rugged, untouched terrain. Over time, word spread about the breathtaking views, and passenger service transformed into a full-fledged tourism experience. The Group of Seven connection. Few visitors know this. The Agawa Canyon landscapes inspired some of Canada's most famous paintings. In the 1910s and 1920s, members of the legendary Group of Seven painters used a converted railway boxcar as a mobile studio, traveling along these very tracks to capture the raw beauty of the wilderness. Some of Canada's iconic art owes its existence to this railway. Montage of Group of Seven paintings and modern shots of the landscapes they depict. Engineering through a canyon. Cutting a rail line through Agawa Canyon wasn't easy. The track drops nearly 500 feet in just 20 kilometers, one of the steepest sustained grades in Canadian rail. Workers blasted through granite cliffs and built bridges over rushing rivers in brutal conditions, facing harsh winters and swarms of blackflies in summer. A winter lifeline. While most tourists ride the Agawa Canyon train in summer and fall, historically, the railway was a winter lifeline for remote communities. Before highways reached the area, trains delivered food, medicine, and mail. Sometimes in temperatures plunging below 30 degrees Celsius. A wreck that changed safety. In 1910, a major derailment in the Agawa Canyon area led to significant safety changes in Canadian rail. Heavy rains had loosened rock along the tracks, sending a train off the rails. Miraculously, most passengers survived, but the accident prompted stricter inspection protocols for rock slides and track stability. The secret waterfall season. Most travelers know the canyon for its autumn colors, but spring reveals a hidden side, dozens of seasonal waterfalls fed by melting snow. For just a few weeks each year, the canyon walls shimmer with streams and cascades that vanish by early summer. The original dining car experience. In its early tourist days, the Agawa Canyon train offered a full dining car experience, complete with white tablecloths, silver service, and local game meat on the menu. Today's trips no longer feature onboard dining, but stories from passengers of that era describe it as fine dining in the wild. Vintage photos of train dining cars, menus, and staff. The canyon was discovered by accident. The Agawa Canyon wasn't officially mapped until the early 20th century. Railway surveyors stumbled upon it while plotting a route through northern Ontario. Its dramatic cliffs and river valleys were considered so inaccessible that it remained largely unknown to the outside world until the railway opened. One of Canada's most remote picnic spots, the Canyon Park, where passengers disembark today, is only accessible by train or helicopter. There are no public roads leading in. This means that during the tourist season, the train essentially acts as the only shuttle service to the site. A hidden locomotive in the river. Local legends tell of a steam locomotive that derailed in the early days of the railway and plunged into the Agawa River during a flood. While no official recovery records exist, some divers claim there are rusted remains deep beneath the current. The canyon has its own microclimate because of its steep granite walls. The Agawa Canyon traps warm air in summer and holds cold air longer in winter. This results in unique plant life, with certain flowers and mosses found there that are rare elsewhere in Ontario. The name, Agawa, comes from Indigenous roots. Agawa is derived from the Ojibwe word Agawa, meaning sheltered place. The name reflects how the canyon provided protection from harsh winds for Indigenous travelers navigating the river centuries before the railway existed. A stop for moose watching in the early days of tourist service. The trains sometimes made unofficial stops if moose were spotted near the tracks. Conductors would allow passengers to step out briefly for photographs, a practice no longer allowed for safety reasons. Movie location without roads because of its untouched wilderness. The Agawa Canyon has served as a filming location for nature documentaries and Canadian films. Equipment had to be brought in entirely by train since no vehicles can reach the canyon floor. The Agawa Canyon Tour Train is more than just a scenic ride. It's a moving piece of Canadian history, carrying stories of art, engineering triumphs, and the people who braved the wilderness to make it possible. Next time you hear its whistle echo through the canyon, remember, you're hearing over a century of history on the rails.